Russia is injecting millions of dollars to destabilize the situation in Moldova, the country's prosecutor office has said. According to law enforcers, in September alone, Moscow sent $15 million to bribe 130,000 voters.
Although the number of Russian supporters is declining, it is not declining as fast as it should be given what is happening now. Precisely because Russia spends enormous resources in propaganda. Of course, these processes occur in an unnatural way. Influence on elections also happens unnaturally because unprecedented money is spent on Moldova, $15 million only in September, and only for one Kremlin supporting organization. Unfortunately, we have several of them.
Journalists from a Moldovan publication managed to interfere a pro-Russian network linked to the fugitive Moldovan oligarch and politician Ilan Shor. They managed to establish that the participants in the scheme received money through Promsvyazbank, which is affiliated with the Russian Ministry of Defense. The funds are used to recruit participants in pro-Russian rallies and for propaganda against European integration, social networks, leaflets and bot farms. The Kremlin is using its usual methods.
They are focusing on popularizing and diversifying the campaign, to create an artificial picture that everyone is against it, everyone is criticizing. This is to create the effect of mass psychological perception, to create the feeling that everyone is against it. Valeru Pasha, head of the analytical center Watchdog MD, and a comment to Newsmaker.
According to experts, the referendum on European integration is more important for Moscow than the presidential election. Firstly, Russia failed to create a candidate who would compete with Maya Sandu. And secondly, the results of the referendum will have a significant impact on the future parliamentary elections. And Moldova is a parliamentary republic, not a presidential.
This is very important ahead of the parliamentary elections in 2025, when a new majority in parliament and new government will be formed. The question is whether this coalition government will be pro-European and whether Moldova will continue negotiations to access to the European Union, European transformations, reforms and so on.
Moldova, like Ukraine, applied for EU membership in March 2022. In June of the same year, the European Parliament supported the granting of candidate status to both countries. And in June 2024, the negotiation process on the accession to the EU officially started. This process usually takes more than a year, but with Ukraine and Moldova, it will probably take less time, Brussels said. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Andriy Dmitrenko, UATV News.